Hello, everybody. My name is Madison Davis, and this is the story of my spiritual journey. Growing up as a child, I would always be dragged along to church, and whether that was my grandparents or my mother in particular, um, would bring me to church because that was what they thought the right thing to do was. And I just remember going into these buildings and not understanding what any of it meant, not feeling this deeper connection. I just didn't understand what all the hype was about, really. And so when I became a teenager and I had more of a decision whether I was going to go or not, I stopped going. And I lived without any true spiritual beliefs for, I'd say, 5, 6 years. I never, being a teenager and not really thinking about it too much, I never really thought about where we came from. What if it was the asteroid, or if everybody has their belief of where human beings came from, what happened. And I finally decided that when I was roughly, I'd say 18, 19 years old, I finally decided that there, or that I was going to try out church again. And I went back, and it was, I still just didn't understand what Christianity was. I was going to a Christian church. I didn't understand it. I just didn't understand religion. I didn't understand what a spiritual moment was. And so a couple more years went past, and I met my best friend now, Bella, and she described God to me in a way that nobody else had ever done before. That God was more of a feeling, like it was this overwhelming amount of love and peacefulness. And whereas I'd been, raised that God is this man that it wants you to do, basically be perfect. That's what I thought God was. And I'd never been told any different, never looked into it, never researched anything, until I met Bella. And so Bella explained her view on God, and then I went to Eagle Brook Church for the first time, and everything has changed from there. Since going there and viewing God as someone who drives me to be a better person, drives me to be a loving mother, drives me to be a loving partner. And when I think of the Lord, my biggest spiritual, this is so hard to explain. I think the biggest belief that I have in God is that He does everything for a reason. And that if I am truly a kind and loving human being, that karma is real, that the Lord is seeing what I'm doing. And it really is hard to explain, because my belief system is all a feeling. It's all believing in, if you do good, good will happen to you. And this impacts my life. It makes me a better teacher. I'm a preschool teacher. It makes me a better teacher, looking at each of these children and having the patience with them. It makes me realize that I should spend every moment I can to have a meaningful experience with my son, any person that I spend time with. And why this religion impacts myself so much is I have blossomed as a human being since I have been believing in the Lord. I have succeeded I've went above and beyond at work. I have a very happy and healthy child. He's 10 months old, is just perfectly content. And I believe that I'm also a better partner and more willing to hear out the things that they have to say rather than just arguing all the time. This belief in God provides me with a sense of assurance, comfort, peace. And the biggest time that I feel this is when I am holding my son or putting him to sleep, and I say a prayer each night. And it is, "Dear Lord, please help to protect my son and keep him happy, healthy, and help me to raise him to be a kind human being." And now, when I say this prayer, I feel as though that someone is actually listening to me. Someone is actually going to hear the words that I'm saying and help me to make sure that that is something that happens. And when that just imagine when you're having a meaningful conversation and someone is genuinely listening to you, looking you in the eyes, and is giving you 100% of their undivided attention. That is what I feel like every single time I say that prayer. Now that I've completed this unit and learned about the other types of religions, I think that a lot of religions have many similarities that I can personally relate to, and it also helps kind of broaden that, I don't fall under the category of a Christian. I don't fall under the category of Muslim. I have this belief, or spiritual belief, that there is something more out there, and that if I am a kind human being, that I will be able to see what that more is. And I think a lot of religions are like that, generally. And so I can begin to have a deeper understanding of these different religions because I can connect with them on a spiritual level. And by connecting with these other religions, I think that's just deepening my spirituality. So to end my spiritual journey, as of today, I am still saying my prayer every single night. I can definitely put more effort into deepening my spiritual beliefs. But as of this point, I am continuing to go to church on Sundays and, really taking into consideration the things that I learned in this class and being able to start to understand other people's religions and other people's beliefs. So thank you so much for listening.